Hi guys, my name is Megan, and if you like any of these Halloween movies, you might like these books. I don't think I've done a video quite like this before where I recommend books off of movies, but you know, the first for everything. I really like Halloween movies, and these are some of my favorites. I don't really go for horror movies, but these are just like, they hit the spot, especially around Halloween. So the first movie we're going to talk about today is going to be The Corpse Bride. So The Corpse Bride is one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. It's just so melancholy, like dark and dreary, like Victorian, but it also has kind of the veins of a romance running through it, and I love this movie to pieces. It's honestly one of my favorites, and I could watch it all year round. If you like The Corpse Bride, you will probably really like The House of Salt and Sorrow. So I know I've been recommending this book in almost every video that I've done for Halloween, but honestly this book is just so creepy and very melancholy and dark, and it does have that Victorian vibe to it. It's just one of the creepiest books that I've read, and this is probably, it's pushing right up against horror, and it's beautiful, and it's about this girl and her 12 sisters who keep dying under tragic and mysterious circumstances, and they may or may not be being murdered. It's got like the same kind of vibes as Corpse Bride does. It's very dreary and dark, and there are like subtle hints of a romance throughout it, and it's just perfect. Okay, so next up is going to be Halloween Town. So this one I actually have two recommendations. So if you like Halloween Town, you might enjoy The Chronicles of Nick, and you also might enjoy The Song Below Water. So The Chronicles of Nick, the first book is Infinity. This is one that I don't ever shut up about on this channel because it's one of my absolute favorites. So this one follows Nick, who kind of figures out that he is a demon overlord. It follows his adventures with his friends who happen to be demons or witches or werewolves or were creatures. It's fantastic, and it's so fun, and it definitely gives off all of the Halloween Town vibes. So A Song Below Water is about sirens. Tavia and Effie are just some of the most precious characters. They're amazing and strong and beautiful, and this one follows Effie and Tavia as they deal with racism in like an alternate universe Portland where there's magical creatures. There's a lot of Ren Fair references in this. We also deal with one of the characters figuring out that she has magical powers that she didn't know about, so it's really, really awesome. So the next movie we're going to talk about is Coraline. So Coraline is honestly one of the creepiest concepts. I have not read the book yet, but I know it's super, super creepy, but I'm also like really excited to read it at some point. Maybe next year for Halloween. Somebody hold me to that, please. Coraline is actually a really interesting movie. It's creepy, definitely, but also it's really fun. So if you like Coraline, the movie, you might also enjoy Every Heart a Doorway. So this kind of has that same like portal jumping kind of thing, dimension hopping thing going for it. And Every Heart a Doorway is about this group home for kids that have been to other lands through doors, and they have come back and they really don't know how to function in a normal society anymore. And this book is super creepy because all of these children are so dysfunctional, and some of them are off their rockers a little bit, but I love them to pieces because they're just so interesting, and there's definitely like a mystery going on. This one deals with the murder of one of their classmates. Honestly, it's so creepy, but it's also like perfect for Halloween, and I just really like that it deals with this concept of what happens to all of these kids when they come back from these magical adventures in these other lands where they have grown old, or you know, they've had so many adventures and they just don't know what to do with themselves when they come back. All right, and then the last movie I'm going to talk about is Hocus Pocus. So this is like the quintessential Halloween movie. Everybody loves it. It's so much fun, and who doesn't love the Sanderson sisters? And Binks. Binks is my favorite. He's just so precious. If you like Hocus Pocus, you might also enjoy Sorcery of Thorns. So while this book isn't exactly like Hocus Pocus, it does give me all of those Hocus Pocus vibes. So Sorcery of Thorns is all about these grimoires that are sentient, and they are kept in libraries under lock and key with librarians that carry around swords so they can, you know, fight off these books. I really enjoyed this because there's also a book in here called The Book of Eyes, which reminds me so much of the book from Hocus Pocus. Also, Silas, one of the characters in here, turns into a cat, very much reminiscent of Binks. This one follows Elizabeth as she is doing her librarian training at one of these libraries. Something goes wrong and a grimoire escapes and kills people, and she is kind of, you know, thought to be the person responsible for it, so she gets punished, and ensues a whole adventure of figuring out who's actually behind all of it, who's, you know, she also figures out that she has these cool powers, and there's also demons and familiars, and it's just such a fun adventure, and it's very, very reminiscent of the adventures from Hocus Pocus. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. What is your favorite Halloween movie, and what book would you recommend based on that movie? Let me know down below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already and would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.